Welcome to the deep dive, where we take those sources you're really curious about and pull out all the really important stuff, the stuff that matters, really just for you. It's like your own little shortcut to, getting really smart about things without all the headaches, right?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Today we're diving into parts of a poem called Lakshman by Toru Dutt. You can find it over on All Poetry, by the way.
Oh, Toru.
Yeah. She was this really interesting Indian poet from the 1800s, wrote in English and French.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Really cool stuff. So where are we going with this deep dive?
Well, we want to, explore all the emotions and how the power dynamic shifts between Sita and Lakshman in this, super dramatic moment from Ramayana. All seen through Dutt's lens, of course.
I love that.
They want to give you, a better, deeper understanding of these characters, in this really intense scene. What do you think? I think that's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, what's so interesting right away is how Dutt uses her voice to, really show this very specific, very emotional moment. It's like, boom, we're right there with Sienna, and she's totally freaking out.
Yeah.
She's convinced Rana's in danger. It's like those first cries, they're so powerful,
All right.
Hark, Lakshman, hark. Again, that cry, it is my husband's voice.
Yeah. It's like she just expects Lakshman to run off and save Rama, instantly.
Right away. It's all there in her language, right? You can just feel the fear, the urgency. It's almost like demanding.
Oh, absolutely. No holding back at all. She even says, "Oh, hasten to his succor fly. No more hast thou, dear friend, a choice." It's not even asking. It's more like, go, do it now.
Totally.
Pure panic. And then there's this huge contrast with Lakshman. He just seems so, passive.
Yeah.
And Sita, she's so frustrated. She throws out these questions like, "Why standest thou as magic bound?" And then almost accusing him, "Is it my brother that I see?"
It's powerful stuff. Creates so much tension. Her world's falling apart and he's just standing there.
I know. It's like, what's going on? What do you think is the most important thing about how Sita talks in those first lines?
Well, it's really interesting how she mixes fear with authority,
Oh, yeah.
She's scared for Rama, obviously, but she also expects Lakshman to listen to her, to jump into action, right? He's the younger brother, a warrior.
Right.
It shows her status, maybe how they usually are with each other, and then, bam, he doesn't do anything, and it throws everything off. She gets more and more desperate, starts accusing him.
Which makes you wonder, why doesn't he do anything? Why just stand there?
Exactly.
Then that gives us Lakshman's side, and he's super calm.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to calm Sita down, saying, "Oh, calm thyself, Fadihan queen. No cause is there for any fear." And his whole argument is about how strong and famous Rama is.
Yeah.
He paints this picture of Rama being so powerful that, the lion and the grizzly bear cower when they see his royal look.
Yeah.
Even the Rakshasas, those demon dudes?
Yeah.
They're scared of him.
Right. Terrified.
It's like he's reminding Sita, and maybe even himself,
Yeah.
about how legendary Rama is.
Exactly. He's listing all these creatures trembling before Rama. Sun-staring eagles, pythons, and cobras. It's this really strong image of Rama, dominant, invincible.
Oh, yeah. Nobody messes with Rama. And then he says, "Delusive was that piercing cry, some trick of magic by the foe."
So he's not just ignoring her fear.
No, not at all.
He's saying, hey, maybe it's a trick.
Exactly.
And if we think about the Ramayana, illusions and tricks are totally the Rakshasas thing.
Absolutely.
So that's really important to remember. But Lakshman doesn't stop there, right? He brings up his duty, his direct order from Rama.
Ooh, yeah, that's big.
He says, "For here beside thee, as a guard, 'twas he commanded me to stay." And that's where we see this clash.
Yeah, clash of loyalties. Does he obey Rama's order or help Sita when she thinks it's like a life or death situation? He also reminds her about the dangers in the forest, more reasons why Rama told him to stay with her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this push and pull between what Sita needs right now and what Lakshman was told to do. It's like the heart of the whole drama.
Absolutely. And the way Dutt shows this conflict is so smart. It's not just about obeying or disobeying,
Yeah, it's deeper than that.
Lakshman has good reasons. He knows what Rama can do, and he knows about those tricks.
Yeah, it's not being a coward or anything.
No, not at all.
He's being logical.
Yeah.
Trying to do his job.
Exactly.
But Sita, she's not buying it at all. Her fear and desperation turn into anger and suspicion at Lakshman.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets, pretty harsh.
Yeah, it gets intense.
She says, "Oh, shame, and canst thou make my wheel a plea for lingering? Now I know what thou art, Lakshman." It's like she feels betrayed,
Yeah, you can feel it.
She questions his courage, talks about how brave he was in battle, but then says, "But then thy leader stood beside."
Oof, yeah. Like his bravery depends on Rama.
Exactly. She even compares him to a cloud and sun. Says his bravery is only there when Rama's around, like a cloud that's bright only when the sun shines on it.
Right. It's like, where's your courage now that Rama's not here? It's a really powerful image.
It is. And then it gets even more intense emotionally. She starts saying some really hurtful things.
Yeah, it takes a turn, a dark turn.
I know. This part is so dramatic, almost shocking. She doesn't just say he's not brave.
Right.
She goes way further. She says, "He perishes well, let him die. His wife henceforth shall be mine own." That line is just like, whoa.
It's brutal.
She's saying he wants Rama dead so he can have her.
Yeah.
And then she keeps going, saying he's working with Rama's enemies, that he's a spy trying to find Rama.
I know.
These are super serious accusations,
Mm.
and Lakshman is supposed to be totally devoted to Rama.
It makes you think about how much pressure Sita must be under, how scared she is.
Absolutely. It shows you how extreme her emotions are.
Fear can do that, make you do and say things you normally wouldn't.
Yeah, like totally out of character. But even with all that, Dutt reminds us that Sita still loves Rama.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That doesn't change.
With everything she says about Lakshman, her commitment to Rama is still like rock solid. She says, "Learn this, whatever comes may come, but I shall not survive my love. Of all my thoughts, here is the sum."
Yeah.
There's so much conviction there,
Yeah, totally.
She's saying her life is meaningless without him. And then she says, "If fire can burn or water drown, I follow him." It's powerful stuff.
It really is. It's like Lakshman's not her protector anymore. She's done with that. She's giving him this choice, stay there and be ashamed, or go and maybe die defending Rama. You can see how much she's changed.
Oh yeah, totally different.
Dutt even writes, "She said, and proudly from him turned, 'Was this the gentle Sita? No. Flames from her eyes shot forth and burned. Flames in her eyes.'" It's such a strong image. She's not helpless anymore. She's almost like a goddess full of fury. It's like a whole other side of her. It's so powerful. It's like Dutt is giving Sita this agency, She's not passive. She's taking charge. And in this epic story, it's pretty remarkable.
Absolutely. Especially for the time period, It challenges how we usually see Sita.
So how does Lakshman, this guy known for being loyal, deal with all this? Dutt shows him as being really hurt.
Yeah, heartbroken.
He says, "Hear me, O queen, ere I depart. No longer can I bear thy words. They lacerate my inmost heart." You can feel his pain. Like, he feels so betrayed after being loyal his whole life. That phrase, "lacerate my inmost heart," it's so raw, What do you think this tells us about how much Lakshman cares about his duty, about his relationship with Sita?
It shows a deep bond, a lot of respect and devotion.
Yeah.
His whole life has been about serving Rama, protecting Sita.
Yeah.
And her words hurt him so much because they're just not true. He's always been loyal.
Yeah.
He says, "I blame thee not, but thou mightst be less rash in judgment." He understands she's scared, grieving.
Right, he gets it. But he's also torn, right? Rama's order, Sita's pain, the accusations. In the end, he makes a choice.
And it's actually kind of touching. He's going against Rama, but he still protects Sita.
Yeah, he doesn't forget about her safety.
He draws this magic circle around her with an arrow and says, "No evil thing within this space may come to harm thee or to grieve."
Mm.
It shows he still cares about her, even after everything.
Absolutely. It says a lot about his character, He's hurt, but he still wants to protect her. And even when he's leaving, he asks for her forgiveness. He knows she's just scared. He even says he wishes they could part as friends.
That's so sad.
It is. And then he calls on the Sylvan gods to protect her, says he believes Rama is safe and will come back.
So much faith, right?
Yeah, so much faith.
And Dennis ends this whole scene with this really powerful image of Lakshman leaving. He grabs his weapon, and his face is described as kind, nay, indulgent, not angry, just really sad.
You can feel his resolve, even with the sadness.
Yeah, and then this creepy detail. "Hoarse the vulture screamed, as out he strode with dauntless air." It's like something bad is about to happen.
It's ominous. Really sets the mood.
So if we look at the poem as a whole, I think Dutt is showing us more than just these two duties clashing.
Oh, yeah, it's bigger than that.
It's about, like, a fixed order versus a situation that's changing, that feels like an emergency.
Right.
It makes you think about when following the rules too strictly is actually bad,
Yeah.
even if you're being loyal.
Exactly. Like, when does blind obedience become harmful?
We also see how courage isn't just about fighting.
No, not at all.
It's about sticking to your beliefs and about dealing with really intense emotions.
That's a really good point.
And the feeling of betrayal is huge here, too.
Mm.
Sita feels betrayed, and so does Lakshman.
Absolutely. They both feel deeply wronged by each other.
And remember we talked about Dutt showing gender roles differently?
Yeah, Sita is not the typical damsel in distress here.
Not at all. She's strong, she's demanding, she's even aggressive. It's not the usual picture of Sita as this quiet, obedient woman.
It really challenges that traditional view, and Dutt's use of imagery, like the flames in her eyes, it makes her anger so real, so powerful.
And with all that, she still has this huge amount of faith in Rama. Even when things are falling apart, she never doubts him.
It's really remarkable, especially when you think about how much the Ramayana meant to people in Dutt's time.
It's like she's adding this whole new layer to their story, to their personalities.
It makes them feel more human, more complex.
So in our deep dive into Toru Dutt's Lakshman, we've seen this incredibly intense emotional fight between Sita and Lakshman. It's a clash between Lakshman's duty to Rama and Sita's desperate need for help, her belief that Rama needs them right now. And through Dutt's amazing poetry, we've learned more about Sita's character when she's under so much pressure, her fear, her anger, and how much she loves Rama.
It's a powerful scene that leaves us with a question. When you have to be loyal to different things and everything feels urgent, how do you make the right decision?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Was Lakshman right to put Sita's feelings first, even if it meant maybe disobeying Rama? And what does all this tell us about different kinds of strength? Rama's legendary power, Lakshman's loyalty that gets pushed to the limit, and Sita's determination when she feels like everyone's abandoned her.
So much to think about.
Really makes you think.
If this deep dive into Toru Dutt's Lakshman has got you interested, I totally recommend checking out more of her poetry. Or, even read the Ramayana yourself. There's always more to discover, more layers to uncover. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
See you later.